Our first guest tonight says the Obama administration has demonstrated a consistent pattern of appeasement of the Russians, and it's hard to expect anything but a continuation of the trend. Joining us now, Congressman Randy Forbes, member of the House Armed Services and Judiciary Committees. Congressman, good to have you with us. The President has warned the Russians. Secretary Kerry has warned the Russians as well as Ukrainians. You don't think much will come of those warnings?
Lou, I don't think you exactly see the Russians shaking in their boots tonight. You know, after all, the Russians told the President to take our missile defense systems out of Europe, and basically the President said, yes, sir, and put them on the back of our Navy and gave the Navy no additional assets to be able to do that. Now he's even cutting the assets the Navy has. I don't think that the President right now has exactly the credibility necessary to back up many of his statements.
And do you have a view as to what likely Putin will do in Ukraine?
Lou, one of the things that we're always afraid of is when you see these vacuums, then, you know, President Putin may very well try to exhibit some of his muscle. I think one of the concerns that they do have is kind of world reaction to that, not necessarily U.S. reaction to that. We are certainly hoping that he will be deliberate and not do that and let the Ukrainian people work this out for themselves, no matter how difficult that workout might be.
I want to turn now, if I may, Congressman, to the issue of defense spending and the budget cuts that are being insisted upon our military, upon the Pentagon. You are a champion of our military. You are more concerned than most on Capitol Hill about national security day in and day out. What is your judgment of the significance, the impact, and the result of the budget cuts that the Pentagon now faces?
Well, Lou, the absolute most expensive thing that America can buy today is a cheap Army and a cheap Navy. And that's what I'm afraid we're headed towards. This administration, for the last 5 years in a row, has rolled out these massive cuts. And at this particular point in time, when both the President and the Secretary of Defense have said the most crucial area in the world and this pivot where they want to turn to the Asia-Pacific area, that's so dependent upon sea power, strong Navy, strong projection forces, what do we find them doing? Essentially freeze wrapping half of our cruiser fleet, which is our muscle in the Navy, and then thinking about dropping down from 10 carriers to 11 carriers. It really concerned me the other day to hear the individual that will be the second in command, the Deputy Secretary of Defense, to basically say we can't carry out the strategy we have with this budget. That ought to be concerning to all of us.
And that strategy at times, forgive me, Congressman, on the part of this administration, it seems indiscernible. Is that strategy, can you rationalize that strategy with the manpower that would result from these cuts?
Lou, you can't rationalize any strategy with these manpower cuts. In a world that's probably more dangerous than any time since World War II, we are going to have the smallest army since World War II. At a time when we drastically need and will need for the next decade a strong Navy and projection forces from the Navy, we're reducing the number of ships that we have. In a time where air power is so important, the Air Force is saying that they may no longer be able to guarantee air dominance in a conflict. I think that's very, very concerning, and the curve lines don't get better, they get worse.
Congressman, we thank you for being with us. Good to talk with you.
Thank you, Lou.
Congressman Randy Forbes.
Always good.